Hello everyone, hope y'all are doing well today. I'm Larry the Batman fan. So today we're going to be talking about the worst Nintendo Wii games ever made. Now I played a few of them. I haven't played every single one of these titles, but I know that the Wii has tons of shovelware on the Wii. Honestly, I could see myself getting the last 20 or so titles that I'm interested in and be satisfied with that. Excuse me, because there's just really not worth, there's not a lot more that I don't own that I would consider worth owning or buying for the Wii. Because some of the best titles on the Wii, as I'm sure you know, is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Kirby's Dream Collection, Super Mario Bros. Wii, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, No More Heroes 1 and 2, Mad World, the Call of Duty games, Donkey Kong Country, Returns, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, Metroid Prime Other M, and some of the underrated titles like Red Steel 2, 007, GoldenEye, and the Medal of Honor games on the Wii, and the Conduit games, and Wario Land, Shake It, and Rune Factory Frontiers, and some of the other games that I mentioned that were hidden gems that I mentioned in the past videos. What are the worst Wii games? We'll start with the dishonorable mentions. The worst dishonorable mentions will be Ultimate Band. Yeah, Alvin and Chipmunks, The Squeakquel, which is supposed to be the sequel, but they tried to be funny with it. No, that game is terrible. Outdoor Adventures. The Wipeout games aren't really that great, to be honest with y'all. The TV show is much better than the games, to be honest with y'all. And also, Myth Makers and I'm trying to think of what else. High School Musical 3 and High School Musical Sing It. I don't know why Disney had to make those games because they're pretty forgettable. And also, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Alright, now let's get to the list. The number 10 spot for the worst Wii game has to go to M&M's Go-Kart Racing. That game sucks because of the controls in the game, the levels being too short, and it's very easy to crash into walls and stuff. It's hard to back out of the wall with your car. Turning in the game, you got to use the Wii remote like this. Turn it right or left. It works better with Mario Kart, honestly, but with M&M's Go-Kart Racing, it really doesn't work well. When you get into the menu sections, it's like going up and down. It's reversed. You have to go side to side just to go up and down the menu options, which is stupid. The graphics really aren't amazing. They're not really Wii graphics. And it's just not really that good of a game. Number 9 is Eminem's Beach Party. That one's even worse. If you'd be surprised by that, but it is. It's worse than Go-Kart Racing. Because in that, it's like all these mini games that they try to do, and they all suck. The boat racing level was too short. It was like 10 seconds. Bullshit. You know what I mean? And then you had the that bocce ball thing, the game where you throw the M&M ball up in the air and try to get 100 points, 500 points, 1,000 points, 10,000 points, um, 50 points, things like that. That was a pain. Um, there were a lot of other mini games in Eminem's Beach Party, like volleyball and stuff, but they all sucked. They just weren't good. They weren't fun to play. So that's why the game sucks. Number 8 is Ninja Reflex. You see the cover of the game, you think, oh, wow, yeah, this is going to be a good game. And then, no, it isn't. It's not a good game at all. It's like cardboard cutout things that you got to hit. Little fishies and stuff that you got to hit. It was a stupid game. Really not that great of a game. It's not worth your time and money or your, drive to buy. I mean, it's like a $5 game plus shipping on eBay, so about $10, $11, but it ain't worth that money. So stay away from Ninja Reflex. If you want a good ninja game on the Wii, play Tenchu. That's a much better game. Tenchu Shadow Assassins. Number 7 is Action Girls Racing. I never played it, but I heard so many people talk about that game. And it's really not a good game at all. It's a really bad go-kart racing game. It's not fun. It's made by Data Design, and you are going to see them appear a few times on this list because they made a lot of shovelware for the Wii. Action Girls Racing is a terrible game. There's really nothing good about it, honestly. It's just a bad go-kart racing game. It's trying to be like Mario Kart, but it failed. It's trying to be like Crash Bandicoot, the Crash Nitro Kart games, but it sucks. So, stay away from that one as well. Now we're at number 6 now. It's the other M&M's game. There was a third M&M's game on the Wii, and I think that one's probably the worst one out of the bunch. That one tried to be innovative, tried to be like a platform game, but it failed miserably. It wasn't a good game at all. It really sucked. The graphics were okay, but honestly, that was it. Dialogue in the game was pretty weak. Excuse me. The voiceovers and everything it just wasn't a good game overall. It's just terrible. Number 5 is Spy Games. I played Spy Games. It's supposed to be a shooting game on the Wii, and when I saw it, I thought it'd be actually pretty fun to pick up and play that game. Spy Games. But surprisingly, no, because the aiming in the game is horrible. The enemies come at you. The AI in the game is stupid. I just didn't see that as a good game. I like the idea of it being a secret agent going against all odds. But when you see that game and see how it plays on YouTube, you will see what I'm talking about. The game is horrible. You think, oh, well, this looks interesting from the cover. It looked good by the cover and the back of it. It's like it's an Unreal type shooter, but it plays horribly. And if the game plays horribly, has terrible gameplay, then the game sucks. The game's horrible. And that's what Spy Games Elevator Missions is. It's a horrible game on the Wii. Now, excuse me. Now we're in the top 4. And this is where things get really, really bad. For number 4, I'm going to give number 4 spot to Battle Rage, because that robot game is horrible. It's another Data Design game. I sent Jack a Gold Kick a copy of it. He was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. But I told him it's a bad game because it sucks horsecock. It blows. Trust me. It has terrible control. You know, the graphics look like N64 graphics. The battling system sucks in the game. Fighting other robots and planes or something in the game is not fun. Um, when you turn around, the control is so loose, you turn around like a 360 angle. It isn't like smoothly turning around like this. It's like you turn around, it's like whoop. You're like, whoa, what the hell happened here? That's crazy. You know, terrible. So that's why Battle Rage is a piece of crap game on the Wii, and it's not worth buying. Do not buy it. Stay away from it because it's horrible. Number 3, this was a no-brainer. Number 3 is Anubis 2. I mean, Anubis 2 just sucks. This game is like, you play as an Egyptian dog, and you go through the levels, and you have like this question mark thing that you whack enemies with, but honestly the thing sucks so bad. Like when whacking enemies in the game, the enemies are stupid in the game, like a dog with a big ass mouth, like that. It goes rough. There are other enemies like flies and stuff in the game, and it's another data design game if you're wondering. But it's terrible, you know. And also the platforming in the game really frustrated me when I played it. It had terrible platforming. There were a lot of times I know that I jumped on the platform, but missed it just by a hair and fell right through the platform. Terrible, 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 terrible. So if the game has bad platforming in the game and terrible controls, and when you whack enemies and it doesn't do anything, then that's how you know you got a terrible game. You know, the Egyptian setting in the game was interesting, but it doesn't really matter because the controls and the gameplay just sucks. So if the controls and gameplay sucks, then you have a terrible game that is not worth your time. So that's number 3. Number 2, oh yeah, number 2 is Wii Play. I played Wii Play. It was a shitty mini game compilation that they sold with Wii remotes for $50 or $60 back in like 2008 or something. And DK Oldies, they still are promoting Wii Play for some reason on the Wii. And a lot of people are buying Wii Play, and I don't understand why, because the game is horrible. I do know there was a sequel to Wii Play Motion on the Wii. I never played that one, but I played the first one. And it's garbage. You had that one mini game where you got to line up the guy inside the spot, like left or right or upside down. That game's only fun for like 2 minutes, and then it gets boring. The game where you ride the bull or the cow, that game sucked. There was that game with the darts. You had to hit the targets. Not very fun. The table tennis, on a small table tennis, back and forth, is like the ball goes over the thing and you're constantly going like this, waggling the fucking Wii remote like an idiot. And it doesn't do anything. Well, it does, but you gotta like that, and it's terrible. The only game in Wii Play that was okay was probably pool, billiards. That was the only game that was okay. They had another game that was like a tank in the game, played very similar to Combat, but it wasn't really that good. You're better off playing Combat on the Atari 2600, and that game came out like 1978. Like, that was a long ass time. That was before I was even born. Of course, I play Combat now as an adult because I got like 3 copies of it. It's the most common Atari game, but like a 3D combat game that sucks, excuse me, worse than the Atari 2600 game on the Wii Play disc, just no, it's terrible. You stick the Mario Party 8 and Mario Party 9 for the Wii, or Game Party 3. That's probably the best you're going to get with minigame compilation discs on the Wii, because a lot of those minigame type of games, they stink. They suck on the Wii. They're not good. They're not fun to play. And they're not worth your time. And the number one worst Wii game, drum roll, is Ninja Breadman. Another data design game. This game is horrible. This game sucks so bad. I mean, you can beat the game literally in an hour or two, depending on how fast you are at the game. Might take you 3 hours, but I wouldn't say it's longer than a 3-hour game. And you play as a gingerbread character, a gingerbread man with a candy cane. The controls suck in the game. Platforming on the game is terrible. Hitting enemies is useless because it doesn't do anything. The enemies can attack you and you get hurt. You flash like that. 2 or 3 hits and you're dead too. The level design is corny looking. It's all just, it's a bunch of like cookies and shit. That's how they went with that sort of layout. I'll at least give them credit for trying. Like this, but this game is definitely a 1 out of 10 for Wii games because it's horrible. There's only 4 levels in the game. They're drawn out a bit, but there's still a few things you gotta collect. You don't have much room to screw up. It's just a bad platformer game on the Wii. It has this reputation amongst gamers for a reason, because they know that if you buy a Wii, the worst game that everybody's talking about is Ninja Breadman. In fact, I sent Jackal Goldkick 2 copies of the game, and yeah, I wonder if he's played that yet, because that game is horrible. That game is definitely going to make him mad. He might even rage quit while playing that game, because that game stinks. It's not no Super Mario Bros. Wii or Mario Galaxy. Those games are masterpieces when it comes to platform games. But Ninja Breadman, don't waste your time. I mean, if you see it for $2 at a garage sale, go ahead. Why not? Because you need to be able to remind yourself of what a game that is bad plays like. Every now and then it's good to remind yourself of a game that's not worth your time and money. But for $2-3, why not? But definitely don't pay more than that. I think I paid, when I bought Ninja Breadman for Jackal Goldkick, I think I paid $7. That's only because it was on eBay, but with free shipping. But $7 is still terrible for that game, because it's only a 3-hour game. Terrible controls, terrible hit detection, terrible gameplay. Jumping is a pain in the game. There's nothing worthwhile about Ninja Breadman whatsoever. It's a waste of your time and money, and it is the worst game the data design ever made. And I already mentioned a few games on the list. There was a few other dishonorable mentions while I was doing this list here that I want to highlight. Active Life, not a good game. Pals, I saw that Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed that game. The Naked Brothers Band, Victorious, Wii Fit, and Wii Fit Plus. Um, 30 Great Games and the sequel. Both games suck. Domino Rally sucks. And some of those licensed games on the Wii, most of them, 90% of them sucked, except for Iron Man, which was a good game. And Speed Racer was good. And the Ice Age 3 Dawn of the Dinosaurs was actually good. But yeah, we'll just say the movie license games because a lot of those suck. Ratatouille sucks. And oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention that Quantum of Solace was a good game, um, even on the Wii. But Ratatouille sucks. I never played G-Force. How to Train Your Dragon, that game sucks. Um, iCarly. They made a iCarly game. In fact, they made two of them on the Wii, and they're not good either. They're terrible as well. Terrible games. So those are a few more dishonorable mentions that I could mention for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 10 worst Wii games list here and the dishonorable mentions that I mentioned. And what are some of the worst games that you've played on the Nintendo Wii? I would love to know in the comments section below. Feel free to leave that in the comments section. I accept all comments coming through, except if you're a troll or a cyberbully, and that they're not disrespectful towards God, or that they are openly gay questions, because I don't tolerate that, or witchcraft talk. Anyways, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more gaming videos, they are coming very soon. Peace, and God bless you. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, please.